Hey, you guys. My name is Ryan, and I work on the Facebook admin team here at Marriage Helper. In my role, I help manage the Facebook groups and direct our members to resources based upon Marriage Helper research. Dr. Beam and Kimberly Holmes have asked me to read a question that was submitted by one of our listeners for today's episode. One of our listeners asked this: what advice do you have for moving from smart contact to rebuilding a deeper friendship and emotional connection with my spouse? We've been separated for 18 months now and mostly communicate by text. I'd like to speak more on the phone, but don't want to push her away.
We do believe that face-to-face conversation is better, without a doubt, because you can not only see the words they're typing, but you can understand the emotions behind it, about facial expressions, body language, tone of voice, those kinds of things. At the same time, though, if he is not ready, well, actually, it's a she here, it's a wife. If she is not ready to do anything but text, then we'd say, while face-to-face is so much better, we agree with you. If you try to make that happen and she's not ready for it, she's probably going to see that as a push. And we wouldn't call that smart contact, right?
Yes. So in this instance, I mean, you may, depending on how the text messages are going, you may want to just broach the topic of, hey, could I give you a quick call to tell you about my day today? Or just try to call her. Just see what happens if you're calling maybe on the way home from work and you're just starting the conversation with, hey, just wanted to check in, see how you're doing. Just try to start.
Well, how does that blend in with being organic? Because it seems now like you're manufacturing it.
Well, because he said we are talking.
By text.
Yeah, he said we are talking by text.
Mm-hmm.
So then my question back to that would be, what is stopping you from just calling her? What's stopping you from just taking that same interaction you're having on on text message and calling her on the phone?
But you have to be very sensitive, because if she reacts negatively, then you can tell she's seeing that as a push, correct?
Perhaps, but I think the first question I would ask him is, have you asked her what she feels about it? Like, have you asked, can I give you a call? And not make a big deal out of it. Just, hey, maybe it's that he's about to be driving or something, where it isn't that he's just,
So what if he did it organically, though? Like there's some reason that he needs to call her. Rather than texting her, he calls her, but it's not something like, how was your day? Or let me tell you about my day. It's like, oh, I heard from Susie's dentist, and the dentist said we need to get braces. Rather than texting it, which he would normally do, just to call and say, don't mean to interrupt, but I thought maybe we need to talk about this for a second. We can do it better than by text. So,
yeah, that could work.
So I think it could work. Well, see, you've taught me this thing about organic. I'm trying to figure out how it fits into everything now.
Well, yes, but the only thing that I keep coming back to is the generation that's under 40, 45 years old is just hesitant to call anyway. And I was reading or listening to something just this past week talking about how actually, I mean, just save the time of doing all the text messaging and the back and forth and just actually pick up the phone and call. And even if they don't answer, leave a voicemail. Hey, I was just calling to check in or to tell you about this. It would be quicker to call. Give me a call back if you can. And just doing it. I think there's a mental block in some people about actually making calls, which used to be the only thing we could do that long ago.
Yeah, but it's almost as if texting says, I don't have to really get involved in this. I can be doing something else at the same time.
Right.
And so call is more intimate, being able to talk. And so we would say, find a smart contact way, based on all the things we've said so far, to call. Not manufacturing things, but things that are organic, but find a way to call and talk to them. And don't expect it to work some kind of a miracle. In other words, go slow. Just be kind, be gentle. Even in your text, be kind, be gentle. And remember this, that text can be misinterpreted very easily. And so if it were I would read and reread my text before I sent them to make sure there's not some way that it might be misunderstood or misconstructed. And so, be careful how you say that. At the same time, you can't do it by writing 17 paragraphs in the text to make sure you communicate it.
Yeah.
So I think there's an art to texting with smart contact.
There is. But you know what I heard just yesterday on a podcast?
What's that?
That emojis are the lifesavers when it comes to text written communication. And here was why the guy said that. He said it because it's with a simple emoji, you can also construe the emotion that you intended behind what you said. Because one phrase with one of those like crazy faces beside it is much different with the same phrase with an angry face beside it. Like it is the closest text-based way to get the face-to-face.
Therefore, it's called an emoji, emotion.
Right.
Yeah, we're back to hieroglyphics.
It's pretty much, it was the craziest thing hearing him talk about it. And I just thought,
yeah, it's
wow.
like, let's go back to the tombs in Egypt and learn how to do this.
Yeah, absolutely insane. But another thing for iPhone users, which you would not.
No, I'm an Android guy, yeah.
Crazy. However, but another thing that could be a bridge here for iPhone users is the voice text. So you can actually just, the same way. So you go into the text message, you press down on that arrow button and you say whatever it is you need to say. And then it sends it to the person. They can keep the message or it disappears after 2 minutes after they listen to it. But it's a way for you to start at least taking that same medium of text message, sending your voice with it so she can at least hear
that
your
makes sense.
intention.
I think we can do that with Android.
Oh, I wouldn't know how.
I don't know how either. Okay. So the suggestion to him is try to get it to voice, but don't push by doing it. Be creative, think it through, and maybe starting with the emojis is the first place to go. But organically, there are reasons to call. Mm-hmm. And when those things happen, just give it a shot. Now, if she says, don't call me anymore, that's a different story. Mm-hmm. But right now, it looks like you are doing some kind of communication by text, and so that works.